Everyone and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where today it is time for another optional dungeon here in patch 3.1. Our optional dungeon today comes from Patriach over here at the Maelstrom HQ in Limsa. Patriach has some worrying news concerning Pharos Sirius. Oh good, we're going back. Satora, perfect timing as always. We're in need of your talents to deal with some trouble brewing over on the Isles of Umbra. Seems a pack of kobolds have made a grab for Pharos Sirius. The smiths working on the restoration barely made it out alive. Maelstrom Command's drawing up plans to take back the tower, with Master Mimidoa advising on how things stand on the ground. But when they asked him for his opinion, he kept going on and on about some adventure from long past that helped him drive off a siren from the same spot. Now, no disrespect to the old fella, but we don't have the firmest grasp on what happened when, so we couldn't help wondering if maybe his hero was none other than your fine self, you being a siren slayer and all. So what do you say? Willing to help us, willing to lend us an hand, relighting the beacon? God, you are dropping all your consonants, sir! That was a little hard to read. It's one of those things where it's easy to understand if you hear it, but written down, it's distracting. I knew I could count on you. One of our Stormflyers is making the final preparations at the airship landing right now. Tell her Patriach sent you, and she'll give you the particulars. Alright. On to the airship landing to head to Pharos Sirius. We're not heading in via the ground entrance, I suppose? Satora, we are honored to have you with us. The situation is developing even as we speak, but I will do my best to explain what we know. According to Master Mimidoa, he and his fellow smiths barely escaped with their lives when the kobolds began scattering bombs around the lighthouse's foundations. He believes the beastmen intend to blow Pharos Sirius to pieces, thus disrupting our most vital supply route to and from western Lenosha. Needless to say, they cannot be permitted to succeed. We must act swiftly before wrecks begin to pile up around Aleport. That is where you come in. The kobolds have sealed off the ground entrance, so we propose to take you to the top of the tower by airship. Once there, you will proceed inside and see to the bombs along with any kobolds you encounter. The Maelstrom will then bring up the rear and secure the area. Before we proceed, I must stress the need for caution. Master Mimidoa suspects that if the kobolds are bent upon destroying Pharos Sirius, they'll have more than a handful of flaming void sent at their disposal. One inopportune explosion could set the restoration back by moons, if not years. You know as well as I do how volatile bombs can be. If we are to save the beacon, we had best leave soon. Well, that is urgent indeed. Alright, let's take a look at the information for the duty, and then we'll meet up with our party. Pharos Sirius, the pride of Limsa, is yet again in peril. The fine men and women of Naldic and Vimelis were restoring the interior when they were taken by surprise by a pack of kobolds and their explosive arsenal. Barely escaping with their lives, the smiths sounded the alarm on the worrying plethora of bombs scattered throughout the lighthouse. Maelstrom Command enlists your aid, but proceed with caution. With one misplaced explosion, Pharos Sirius could be blown to smithereens. Alright, I'll be back soon with my party, and we will get going on taking care of Pharos Sirius. Alright, we are back with our party. Let's do our ready check, and then we can get ready for Pharos Sirius on hard difficulty. On mine. Alright, let's get started. Alright, let's get going into Pharos Hard. Starting from the top and working our way down, this is going to be a lot of familiar territory, as it is usually the case with hard dungeons. Alright, let me go ahead and get my burst going out. That's not... I meant to give that to Thabita. Gosh dang it. targeting issues. It's fine. Just running down the staircase. I believe right down there is where we fought, what was it called? Tyrants? The boss that barely counts? So I have learned recently that my suspicions were correct on how to do Astrologian Burst properly. You want to have one set of cards up from the odd minute burst. Don't use the play 1 buff. Save that for the even minute burst. Then when the even minute burst comes around, use Lightspeed and then something like Gravity or Malefic. So you have a whole GCD of an instant casted ability to start deploying your buffs. You'll drop the Balance, which is your melee buff, onto a melee player, ideally. Or just your top performing DPS if you don't have any melees. At the same time, you're going to hit Umbral Draw to get the second card, or a second buff card. Then you'll cast a GCD, Gravity or Malefic. Then, during that second GCD's window of being able to actually use abilities, thanks to Lightspeed, you'll use your Mage buff, or your range buff on whoever is a Magic Caster or a ranged DPS. And at the same time, use Divination to give a full party-wide buff. You may also want to just use Divination at the beginning of this. You can reorganize it a little bit to however you prefer. The important thing is that you get all 4 buttons in. Alright, fighting this boss, we have Corruptions, which are going to copy the roles of various players, which I believe minorly affects the way they function. The Corruption functions. They can either absorb the souls of players. I say absorb the souls as a joke from something we're going to be dealing with much later on. Don't worry about it. They can either steal the souls of players or steal the souls of random enemies just floating around the edge of the arena. And I believe whatever they steal the soul of, that affects how they're going to behave. Though I don't recall the exact details of how they behave, unfortunately. Uh-oh, I'm getting preyed. Is it that we want to... Okay, I think it might be that we want to transfer the tether onto the enemies floating around the arena. Okay, and then, it affects their form and therefore probably also their abilities. I should probably get rid of that poison. Okay, Thabit is saying in chat that we want to tether the spider. It's not a mechanic you need to think too much about, thankfully, though it is an interesting idea for a mechanic. Oh, we already have the Plague Doctor's ring from the previous dungeon. Got it. Ah, we're going this way. The lighthouse appears to be falling apart thanks to the Gobby. Or sorry, not the Gobbies, the Kobolds. Why'd I do that? Why would I make that mistake? What's wrong with me? Ah, shoot. Well, this burst deployment did not go very well. I mean, it's fine. Nobody died, and we got all the buffs out in a reasonable amount of time, but still. Navigating these narrow corridors is not going to my benefit. Right, and I don't need to worry too much about healing Autumn since she is playing Warrior, and Warrior is broken. Granted, Warrior is nowhere near its full power at level 60, but it's starting to get there. Right, I don't think we can actually destroy these time bombs in a reasonable amount of time. We need to just keep moving and be aware that they are going to be an issue. We left Thabita behind. Here we go. Simple bomb incubator is the source of the bombs. Destroy it, and we no longer have to worry about the bombs. The Kobolds are here to cause problems. Alright, we're heading down here. Starting to get... yeah, I believe this is almost the base level. This is, I believe, the floor where we fought the first boss of the dungeon on the first round through. Fine, I guess I already have all of that. So be it. I feel like Astrologian is the healer job for healers who want to be pressing buttons really fast. Because Astrologian, you are just throwing out those OG CDs, especially the cards. It's a very reactive pure healer. With quite a bit of flexibility, thanks in large part to the cards. We've got the 8th Order Patriach Begu here. And Begu is going to be destroying this room bit by bit, which is going to cause gas leaks. We do not want the gas leaks. I believe we want to grab the corrupted gels and bring them onto the gas leaks. And it looks like they tested to the first person who hits them. And aren't that hard to kill. Oh god! Okay, we need to destroy these alchemy engines fast. I don't want to know what they're gonna do to us. Looks like they're primarily buffing the boss. Fair enough, I suppose. Okay, this is getting a little bit out of control. Okay, we're good, we're good, we're good. We got it back under control. Everything's fine. Oh, wait, shoot, my buffs are out of sync. Oh, no. Okay, got another gas leak we gotta deal with. Come here, gel. Come plug up that hole for us. And we got more alchemy engines. Oh no. Okay, those died way faster. Much better. Yeah, the last round of alchemy engines, there was just so much happening at once. That was... people were getting split between about a dozen different ads. Not literally a dozen, but... Alright, with that out of the way, we can dive down into the underneath of the lighthouse. The basement. Anything down there? No. But there is a simple bomb incubator here. Right, we are on an implicit time limit here. The Kobolds are trying to tear out the foundations of the lighthouse. We gotta stop them. Which mostly means destroying the bomb incubators and then destroying the goblins. The Kobolds! Why do I keep doing this? Destroying the Kobolds before they can go ahead and tear out the foundations. Well, it doesn't look like they're doing too much down here so far, but oh god! Hi, friend! Okay, cards are almost ready to go. Alright, let's go for it. Okay, here we are. The Pharos walls are what's being destroyed. We are going to need to stay on top of killing these kobolds so they don't successfully destroy the wall and destroy everything in the process. It is a time limit. I don't recall what happens if we fail. I don't think we want to find out. I'd be surprised if it was a forced wipe. It feels more likely that it would be something along the lines of a very strong enemy comes out and kills us. Or deals raid-wide damage that kills us. Maybe we test it someday. Maybe I test it unsynced. I come down here and let them destroy it. Oh shit. Alright, Sinistry, so we can get the double heal going. Get Collective Unconscious, so we've got some shield and regen. Ooh, those walls are taking a beating. But I think we're good. Yeah, that is everything that was attacking them down. I think we are good. And we have the Progenitrix, an enemy who will come back in the future. Progenitrix! Basically just a giant living flame. And also, the source of power for all the engines down here. Let's destroy it. Thankfully, for a boss, this sure does seem to be dying pretty quickly. Look how fast this boss is just dying and melting before us, even on mine difficulty. Wow, what a very easy boss after this dungeon. This is what was powering the Kobolds' engines. I guess it makes sense they'd want to use all their strengths to protect it, including summoning these bombs, which I believe we do not want them to get to the boss. Some of them, if they reach the boss, will heal the boss. Some of them, if they reach the boss, will cause a massive explosion. And we're on a DPS check here. If we do not kill it fast enough, that big burst will kill us. But no, I lied. We're not done yet. Progenitrix isn't the only boss. We have an ads phase. And there's more to come after. I probably should have dumped that shield card on Autumn before drawing new cards, but oh well. Oh, you're big. Okay, we're good. And out comes the progenitor, the actual power source. Thankfully destroying the engine in the process, so this is going to be the last one. Deal with you, and we are good. And we got a big burst. Oh crap. Thankfully, nowhere near as strong as the one that would have killed us with the progenitrix. But it did spawn a bunch of gray bombs. And remedy bombs. Okay, you're the bombs that heal. Oh, no. Okay, those don't die. Those get ricocheted around. Got it. So don't ricochet them towards the boss. Good to know. Okay, keep the remedy bombs away and kill the gray bombs. No. Why? Oh shit. Oh, that got spicy. That got real spicy. We've got 3 stacks of a nasty debuff. I think we'll be fine. Yeah, we got this. But that got scary for a moment. Perfect timing on the item get. Okay, that went pretty dang well. Let's get out of here. And I will be back shortly to finish up the quest. Alright, we are back. Let's check in with the Stormflyer and get back to Limsa. Captain Launcy, you've returned. You had us worried for a moment there. We heard an awful rumbling coming from deep underground and feared the worst. Yeah, I believe it. My men have concluded a preliminary sweep of the lighthouse and dismantled the remains of the bomb incubators. It would seem the beastmen have abandoned the tunnels directly beneath the tower. We have sent scouts in to pursue them, but the passages stretch farther than expected. Pardon the interruption. Who is this? While we was securing the interior, we found this old seafarer's knife lying on the floor. And one of the lads noticed it had got the sigil of Diamanda of Daldic and Vimelis carved into the handle. I see. Well, if anyone can tell us who the knife belongs to, I suppose it would be the smith who crafted it. Yet I cannot seek her out until the tunnels have been secured. I have another task for you, Captain Launcy. Would you mind delivering the knife to Lieutenant Treckrate in Aleport on my behalf? He is due to meet with the artisans of Naldic and Vimelis shortly. I expect he'll be waiting at the docks. Do not concern yourself about the tunnels. We will find out where they lead, however far they go. On behalf of the Maelstrom, I thank you for your aid in reclaiming the lighthouse. Fortune go with you, till sea swallows all. Alright. Let us go report into Treckrate to finish this up. Find out who this knife belongs to, hopefully get it back to them if they're alive. It sounds like they're probably not alive, given everything that happened at the lighthouse. But at the very least, the Kobolds have been pushed out, and Pharos Sirius should, hopefully, soon come back under Lominson control, so that ship stopped crashing into the rocks. Cray, there you are. Good to see you. Captain Lancy, I just heard the good news. By Limlane's blessed light, you did it. You did it. You saved Pharos Sirius. We did indeed. The rusted knife, similar to those most commonly carried by sailors to cut rope. The tool is featureless, save for the name Diamanda crudely carved into its haft. Oh, what's this? It's a knife we found deep in the lighthouse. I see. Well, I'll be sure to ask her about it. Speak of the devil. Oi, what's name? Redcoat. How long do I have to rot in the tavern before your boys send them shite-eating kobold bastards packing, eh? Much more of this and me hammering arm will be as soft as me lily-white arse. A terrifying prospect and no mistake. Luckily it ain't one we need to worry about though, because we've taken Pharos Sirius back. And after the walloping our meteor gave them kobolds who know to keep their grubby paws to themselves in the future, meaning you can get back to restoring the place in peace. Miss Diamanda, while the lads were searching the lighthouse, they found something that might interest you. Does this here seafarer's whittle look familiar? All too familiar, though it didn't look so worn down when I last saw it. I made this for Simon before he set sail 3 years ago. It was my first piece as a full-fledged smith. Right, he was the first boss of the original Pharos Sirius. He had been corrupted and turned into a zombie, with those horrifying dogs which would explode into crystals and, well, it was a nightmare. Simon, as in Captain Simon from Maelstrom Command. The same. I never meant for it to be a farewell present, but knowing he used it often and kept it with him to the last, well, it means a lot. Master Mimidoa, I think it's a sign. Why else would my first piece be returned to me but to show me how far I've come? Just seeing it makes me want to restore the lighthouse to its former glory even more. To make it into a place to honor the lost rather than a place to grieve for them. Aye, lass, that's the way. There's things we all of us would sooner forget, but remembering them's what makes us stronger. Wouldn't you agree, initiate? Speaking of remembering, you remind me of someone. Something about the eyes. Oh, aye, here's a spitting image of a lass as once helped me drive back an army of the undead. Right tough bugger she was. Like you, only taller. Did I lose heights in Ishgard? Never did find out what happened to her, but looking at you, I'm guessing she settled down and squeezed out a few youngins. Are you kidding me? It's not been that long. It brings a tear to me seeing you carrying on the family tradition. I'm much obliged to you, lass, much obliged. Sir, it's been like a year at most. Actually, I can check that. I'll have to report back later. I can't thank you enough for saving the lighthouse. If it hadn't been for you, all of our hard work would have been for naught. But I, for one, mean to make the most of this reprieve. I swear to you on my brother's memory. When we finish with Pharos Sirius, it will serve as more than just a guiding light to safe waters. It will lead the souls of those lost at sea back to familiar shores. Some folks see Pharos Sirius as a cursed reminder of the calamity, while others see it as a monument to Limsa's golden age. But I'll bet it means more to them pair than everyone else in Lenosha put together. And someday they'll show the world how it looks to them, like a beacon of hope. I realize I still ain't thanked you properly for giving us an hand with all this. Hardly needs saying, I suppose, but the Maelstrom couldn't have done it without you. You can leave the rest to us, though. We'll see that the Smiths don't get disturbed again. Until next time, then, Captain Lancy. Alright, and that wraps up our Pharos Sirius adventure. What's next? I want to say next is going to be Gundu? Yeah, I want to say next we're going to be checking in with the Gundu. I will see everyone next time for that.